Greetings, fellow men of culture. As always, I'm broadcasting live from the peak of Thundercock Mountain. The Summer Games announcement hype is in full swing, like Grandpa's saggy old hairy balls. Every big game developer and publisher is spreading their cheeks and squeezing out the very best upcoming titles they're working on. Titles such as God of War Girl Boss, Halo, the first one again, and a bunch of remasters all got their time to shine. One of the more controversial reveals was the sequel to 2024's Stellar Blade, called Blood Rain.
I have 2 cats.
The original Stellar Blade had the modern audience rising together, taking a break from cleaning their wife's boyfriend's car to yell on the internet about an attractive female character in a video game being the most horribly offensive thing to them. Unlike games they claim to enjoy like Mixtape, South of Midnight, and Cuck Simulator, there's actually an audience for action games with hot female leads. So, Stellar Blade sold a few million copies across PS5 and PC, causing Blue Sky freaks to get so angry that they all brutally punished each other's buttholes. Those sales led to the announcement of a sequel, which of course stirred the mob up from slumber once again to attack this new title. Really quick, I want to thank this video's sponsors, my channel members. I appreciate your belief in the channel. You're all welcome to enjoy the veiny caverns and crevasses of Thundercock Mountain anytime. As with the original Stellar Blade, the criticism comes from the design of the main character. Blood Rain features a new female main character named Evie, who looks noticeably younger than the previous game's main character Eve. When this character was first shown on screen, the first thing that came to my mind was a K-pop singer person. South Korean beauty standards are notoriously harsh, the only person on Earth able to surpass them being myself. So as far as video games made by South Korean studios go, this fits right in. If you've seen or used the character creator in any Korean MMO, you know it's nearly impossible to make an ugly character in these games. This is exactly what Evie looks like. These kinds of character models and faces have been in Korean games for nearly 15 years now. The difference with Blood Rain's reveal is that it's part of a franchise that the modern audience absolutely hates. From the original Stellar Blade reveal, all the way through to a few weeks after release, gaming journalists, Twitter, Blue Sky, and Reddit all collectively took their fingers out of their asses, took a big deep sniff, then pointed those fingers at anybody who dared say a single word of praise about the game. Stellar Blade became the #1 target of the modern audience's ire, for no other reason than it featured a traditionally attractive woman, something that used to be normal in gaming. We used to get at least one hot girl character per year, but since 2016, we've only gotten the one. Adjusted for inflation, the gaming industry owes us 15,000 hot women, and developer Shift Up is here to unapologetically deliver on what they know their audience is looking for, which is how you sell more than 500 copies of your game. Well, we've come full circle in your mom yet again with Blood Rain. As soon as that reveal trailer dropped, the internet was filled with posts desperately trying to make Evie out to be a child, and anyone who finds the character appealing is a bad man. They made Stellar Blade for pedos. Oh, the game with the pedo bait character is a Stellar Blade sequel. Yeah, that checks out. If you buy that Stellar Blade game, you're a pedo architect. Hundreds of tweets from people whose very first thought when seeing the trailer was, how can I make this weird? If your first thought when seeing this trailer was children, you are the weird one. Your gay little tweets don't hide your massive, throbbing projection. Trying to imprint your clearly odd thoughts on everyone else is crazy, and you should maybe not tweet that stuff. I imagine most of you are familiar with Reset Era, but just in case you've never heard of this male feminist containment zone, it's a forum that was created after a mass exodus of users from an older gaming forum called NeoGAF, after the site's owner was accused of fucking his dog. Since its creation in 2017, Reset Era has become one of the biggest gaming and pop culture forums online. It's also one of the most insular, ultra-progressive echo chambers known to man. The kind of users that frequent Reset Era are those that sniff public toilet seats before they sit down to poop. They're the kind of people that call you racist if you order black coffee instead of coffee without sugar and cream. They can detect a hint of testosterone through your computer monitor and instantly ban you. These people go ballistic over all sorts of stuff they just make up in their heads. This time, however, they've decided to step it up a little and voice their displeasure not by avoiding the game, but by trying to prevent it from being sold in the first place. A bunch of users from this gaming forum have apparently been contacting payment processors such as MasterCard and Visa, and reporting Stellar Blade Blood Rain as a product that they should refuse to facilitate the sale of. This may sound like a completely useless endeavor at first, but the more I think about it, the more I imagine a scenario where this actually works. Reset Era may not be as big and influential as it was in 2020, but its users have a surprising amount of reach in the industry. The forum features a verified member program. so those that work in the industry, such as journalists and developers, can get their dick sucked by regular users. The site is filled with industry insiders that all talk amongst themselves about whatever stupid thing they're mad about at the moment. This is one of the reasons every single mainstream gaming news outlet all share the exact same opinion at the same time. If it feels like certain games get heaps of praise for progressive reasons and other games are constantly criticized for doing the opposite, this is why. Gaming news feels more like a method to control the market itself and public discourse surrounding certain games, rather than a way to deliver actual news. I wouldn't put it past some of the more influential members of the gaming media to encourage all their industry friends to start calling up MasterCard and Visa to put more pressure on. The ironic thing about all this is, these people are hardcore leftists. They apparently despise capitalism and corporations, yet when they are in need, they won't hesitate to get on their hands and knees and grovel to these massive payment processor companies to get help for their little personal grudges against specific products. So corporations are fine as long as they're on the right side of history. The thing that worries me is, Visa and MasterCard have a history of sticking their little wieners where they don't belong to police content in the past. Specifically, content that is similar to Stellar Blade. A popular manga and bookstore in Japan called Melon Books no longer accepts Visa and MasterCard payments from international buyers, since they implemented such harsh rules on what can be bought and sold with their cards. These payment processors are going way outside of their intended function, and are now telling companies what they are and are not allowed to sell, as well as telling customers what they're allowed to spend their own money on. While it's not outside the realm of possibility, I don't think Reset Era is going to be successful in getting Stellar Blade banned. The logistics involved in getting that to happen would be a massive burden on Visa and MasterCard, all to ban one mildly controversial product. First of all, they would have to somehow convince Steam that they aren't allowed to sell this one game. I could see Valve puckering their buttholes in response to that. If Visa and MasterCard really wanted to throw their weight around, it would definitely damage their relationship with companies that make them a ton of money. I doubt they would want to piss off cash cows like Sony and Valve. While this push to censor Stellar Blade will most definitely go nowhere, I still find it insulting that others are trying to control my purchasing decisions. If there's a game out there that I truly don't like, I do what everybody else does that feels the same way. I vote with my wallet. I won't purchase the game. Maybe I'll make a video about it, but then I move on and let the game die. These Reset Era people want to remove the customer entirely from this situation. You aren't allowed to make the decision for yourself. The moral arbiters at Reset Era are here to protect you from the things that they don't like. Aside from the visual design, Evie seems like a modern audience wet dream. She is the exact character they all claim to want. She's confident, don't need no man, and very capable. In the reveal trailer, she's not even using a weapon. She's beating up guys with her fists. If they gave her a crimson chin, a huge forehead, and massive broad shoulders, they would all be soy-facing at the screen and telling everyone that they're a bad person if they don't support the game. Fortunately for them, the reception to Evie's design for the majority of people is positive. The original Stellar Blade was a big success for Shift Up despite the industry's negative coverage of the game. And if Blood Rain ends up being a high-quality game, I hope that happens again. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.